Välkommen allesammans! This is a quick walkthrough of the Dísablót that I performed this year, back when I was home in Norway. Unfortunately, I was traveling and I was not able to get some of the tools and items that I would usually use, but very fortunately, I was home and was able to do this in a very special sacred place, an old burial site that dates back to the Viking Age and some parts of it long before this time, even to the Bronze Age. So a very sacred area. I did a video on it just a couple weeks ago, and I said I would come back here. So first, let's get the date right. I'm doing it here at the full moon in February because that's when I'm here in Norway and wanted to take advantage of the opportunity, and also it's in a bit of a hurry for me because my grandmother is really not well, and I'm doing this blót. One of the purposes for this blót is to help her health a little bit, but normally this blót would be 2 full moons after Jul, so it would usually be the full moon in March coming up next month. Yeah, blah blah blah, we're not 100% sure from the sources that this was the exact day, and we don't know that there was actually a big sacrifice that was at least practiced everywhere in Scandinavia at this time in the Viking Age. We don't even know if it was actually called Dísablót. I'm not going over all the sources in this video because I already did a long video on that. That link will be in the description if you want to see that. So this is just a walkthrough of what I'm doing in my way this year. So it starts with the night before. It's a Wednesday, and it's a tiny town in Norway, and the bars are still not open and back to normal at this time, so I just got drunk with a couple friends the night before and had some pizza. That's my feast. I'm drunk. And then the next day is the Dísablót, the actual full moon, and I would fast on that day, not eat anything until the blót is over, and that was actually done. We have sources saying that they did that too. So here I'm just a bit before sundown, entering the gate or wall of what would have been the entrance to this place in pagan times. So we have the place and the time right. How we're gonna do it is up to interpretation, and in the sources it says that 9 of each animal species was sacrificed. I don't have that many animals to slaughter like they would have done in the Viking Age. The best I can do is 3 different types of meat like we see here, and also some bread. Those were done in more recent times in the Scandinavian folk tradition, and that's actually closer to what I'm doing here is the folk tradition. It's closer to that than was done in actual pagan times. Remember, after about the mid to late 11th century, doing blóts the traditional way become very illegal. People still did it, but they couldn't do a big open ceremony with animal sacrifices in the temple and all that. They had to be much more subtle, and this lasted really up until the 1800s. People were still doing things like this. So this is what they would do, just going out and leaving some food on the burial mounds of their ancestors, and that's what I'm doing here. Also, I'm leaving food on the trees or tree stump, and that was believed even just 100 or 200 years ago. That's where the farm spirits would be living, that basically reside in the homestead or the farm or the property. Also, always remembering that this is the Dísablót at the end of the day, so that means the blót to the dísir, the female spirits, and that includes everything from the Norse goddesses to the Norns to the Valkyries to the land spirits, Fylgja, or any other feminine spirit. So just keep that in mind while you are planning out the specifics of the blót in your own unique way. So just getting through here and leaving a bit of offerings everywhere, and always remember the point of a sacrifice or offering. The point is that nature is supposed to take it, right? So you put the offerings in a place where animals, traditionally it would be birds, would be able to get to it. And also you should be leaving items that animals would enjoy eating. You know, I never understood why people practice their blóts and an altar inside their bedroom and pour some mead in it and just let it sit to the next day and then they flush it down the toilet. It doesn't make much sense. If it's an offering to nature, nature has to be able to take it somehow. Anyway, last part is when I'm making my way to the Thing Stone, or what we call it. In ancient times, it would have been the central place in a holy site or meeting area, and it would usually be the largest rock, and that's where the sacrifices would take place, and it's also where the Gothi, or religious leader, would handle the legal disputes and things like that. So this is the central largest stone in this sacred site, so I'm walking around here 3 counterclockwise circles, and that was believed to do 2 things. 1, wake up any spirits, and 2, gather spirits and energy from the surrounding area. You can think about it as like kind of a whirlpool. Watch my video that I did about circular motions for spirituality in the Norse world. Then finally, I leave the biggest portion of the offering here, and what I'm doing also after that is leaving my t-shirts. These are the t-shirts that I sell, and on the front it has the words glima written, meaning wrestling or struggle, and on the back it's an image of 2 Vikings wrestling. And the goal here by me leaving this is that the images will draw in the powers from this sacred site and bring good luck to these symbols and designs on the shirt. The goal is that it will not just be attached to this one shirt that I'm leaving here, but anyone who wears these shirts around the world in their training or competition will get some of this luck. I don't know, I'm trying it. Let's see how it works. Let's see if there's any success. And that's about it. That's all for this video. I'm not done here. I'm actually going to stay the night, but what I'm doing there is not meant for you guys, and not meant for YouTube, so I am not going to be recording that or speaking about it, but you can all use your imaginations. But hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you guys did anything special for the Dísablót. Next one is the Sigurblót, the Victory Blót, and that's in a couple of moons. But that's all for today. Vi ses nästa gång. Man, like middle of the night now. That was crazy experience, life-changing. I probably can't speak about this on YouTube, but probably some really big changes coming, so we'll see how we're gonna deal with that. But yeah, good things to come. Thank you for watching. Happy Dísablót.